You're going to be able to invite people over, play games, and hang out.
Why can't you do that in real life? This is, oh my God. I just, how socially inadequate is this man? Is this sad little man that he doesn't get that that is never going to replace real human interaction?
When the operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part.
Facebook is a company that has been riddled by scandal in recent weeks and months, most notably the whistleblower scandal that revealed that its commitment to things like privacy and combating hate speech is mostly rhetorical. In practice, they don't give a damn. And worse than that, I think, is the fact that it's basically a concept that I think a lot of people are just finding boring. My own engagement in Facebook has really dropped over the past couple of years, and I've noticed a lot of people have as well. It's just not fun anymore. A lot of people have even quit Facebook altogether. It was, I guess, a novelty 10 years ago when you could find friends and engage with them in ways that you couldn't before. But nowadays, I think that is just becoming increasingly stale. And the irony is this happens despite the fact that you would think that the pandemic would have given a boost to social media platforms like Facebook, but they just seem to be gravitating elsewhere. So I'm not sure what the company has to offer in the long run. I've always said if one of the big four tech companies collapses, I would guess Facebook would be the first one to fall. And anyway, Mark Zuckerberg is aware of this, and as a result, he is now rebranding the company into Meta, in reference to the Metaverse concept that he will explain in a bit. This is like typical McKinsey shit. Like, don't actually change your business model, just change your name, and maybe people will forget all the scandal. It's amazing that they pay giant consultancies hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars for recommendations as vapid as this. But yeah, that's obviously what they're doing. But I want to discuss really this metaverse concept because it is so dystopian, so absolutely dystopian, that if this is really the world that we can expect, just kill me now. Seriously, kill me now. Drop a piano on my head when I'm walking on the street, because this is not the future that I want to see or live in. So let's watch. By the way, a lot of clips have been shared on Twitter about this, but I'm going to show the whole video because, yeah, it's just 8 minutes of cringe.
Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually, it has things that are only possible virtually, and it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever you find most beautiful.
So note that in this future, there will be, you'll be living into your 50s in shared accommodation because you can't afford homes, because, investment banks and asset managers have purchased up all the housing stock, and you'll be renting for the rest of your life in some rat infested, mold infested dump. That, or kind of Japanese style tiny little cupboard apartments where you can't even stretch your legs. That is kind of the future that you can expect under capitalism. So rather than make any substantive change towards your material future, we'll just make a parallel virtual world where things like space is not an impediment.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear.
By the way, all of this crap will be sold. I bet you all these outfits will be sold. All the furniture in these homes will be sold. Perhaps the homes themselves, any extension to the homes will be sold. The views will be sold. Everything here will be commodified. Okay? So you will be paying for your virtual world. Obviously, not nearly the same amount of money as the real thing, but still, this is all for profit. Absolutely all for profit.
All right, perfect. Oh, hey, Mark.
By the way, this is basically like the video game loot box system applied to your parallel reality.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi. What's up, Mark?
Whoa, we're floating in space? Who made this place? It's awesome.
Right? It's from a creator I met in LA.
This place is amazing.
So that room is from a creator in LA. Clearly, the creator from LA is not going to give it for free. It's going to be sold. So that pretty much confirms that all these spaces will be sold.
Boz, is that you?
Of course it's me. You know I had to be the robot, man.
I thought I was supposed to be the robot.
Whoa.
You're supposed to be the douchebag, Mark. That's who you are.
I knew you were bluffing.
Hey, wait. Where is Naomi?
Let's call her.
Naomi.
Hey, should we deal you in?
Sorry, I'm running late, but you've got to see what we're checking out. There's an artist going around Soho.
By the way, just imagine if if you spend hours in these virtual worlds, how alienating reality is going to be. Like even in this tiny video, 8-minute video, which we've only just started to watch, just this one scene that shows like a real background just looks odd, doesn't it? That's how our brains are just going to get destroyed from being so long in these virtual worlds. Like reality is going to just seem weird. We're going to be more at home in the virtual world than in the real one. That's really scary.
Hiding AR pieces for people to find.
3D street art? That's cool.
Send that link over so we can all look at it. This is stunning.
Okay, that is something.
That's awesome.
I love the movement.
Wait, it's disappearing.
This is amazing.
Hold on. I'll tip the artist and they'll extend it.
Wow, brilliant.
If you guys like it here, I have another room that you're gonna love. Check out this forest room.
Huh,
All these people will be poor in real life unless they work for Facebook.
let's see it.
Koi fish that fly? That's new.
And Facebook is probably going to take like 30% of the revenues for any item on this virtual world. So this is going to be massively profitable for them. And they will be selling their digital art for pennies while Facebook captures the profits for doing absolutely nothing.
This is wild. Hey, one sec, Boz. It's Priscilla.
Hey, you have to see this. Beast is going crazy.
Oh, I love that guy. We've got to show that to the kids. Can you also send that to my dad?
I'll message him.
All right, see you at home. This place is great.
You can already do that. Why was that segment necessary? You can already send stuff to people.
Boz, but there's something I got to get back to. All right, so that's a glimpse of a few ways that we're going to be able to get together and socialize in the metaverse. It's a ways off, but you can start to see some of the fundamental building blocks take shape. First, the feeling of presence. This is the defining quality of the metaverse.
How are you going to feel? Like, what's the point of a little fireplace here if you're not actually going to feel it? What is the purpose of a fancy sofa that you buy digitally if you'll still be sitting in like a wooden chair in real life with your VR headset on? You can't, like, he's selling this as if you're fully immersed in this experience, but your virtual reality experience is still highly dependent on your conditions at that moment in real life.
To really feel like you're there with other people. You'll see their facial expressions, you'll see their body language, maybe figure out if they're actually holding a winning hand. All the subtle ways that we communicate that today's technology can't quite deliver. Next, there are avatars, and that's how we're going to represent ourselves in the metaverse. Avatars will be as common as profile pictures today, but instead of a static image, they're going to be living 3D representations of you. Your expressions, your gestures, that are going to make interactions much richer than anything that's possible online.
Why would I want to interact with people who aren't people? This is so ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. Even on things like Facebook, where we could all just use avatars, or Twitter, and indeed some people do, you know, a cartoon face or whatever, the grand majority choose their own face. Because that's what we're used to. We're used to seeing real people. He doesn't get any of this. This is people, you know, a certain subset of people, I guess, like him, might be fascinated by this for a while, but it's going to wear off. I can absolutely guarantee you it's going to wear off. No one wants to see digital avatars of other people when there is a chance to see the real thing. This is pathetic.
Today, you'll probably have a photorealistic avatar for work, a stylized one for hanging out, and maybe even a fantasy one for gaming. You're going to have a wardrobe of virtual clothes for different occasions, designed by different creators and from different apps and experiences. Importantly, you should be able to bring your avatar and digital items across different apps and experiences in the metaverse. Beyond avatars, there is your home space. You're going to be able to design it to look the way you want, maybe put up your own pictures and videos and store your digital goods. You're going to be able to invite people over, play games, and hang out.
Why can't you do that in real life? This is, oh my God. I just, how socially inadequate is this man, is this sad little man, that he doesn't get that that is never going to replace real human interaction. Maybe he doesn't have friends. I think he doesn't have friends. Honestly, I don't think he's ever had. I think he's, you know, a socially awkward sociopath who just doesn't really, you know, normal human interaction just not come naturally to someone like him. So he must assume that everyone else suffers from that same social inadequacy as he does. That same inability to relate with people in real life rather than virtually. Because he probably only, you know, engages with people via email. This is so alienating for 99% of humanity. And honestly, I am glad, I really hope that Facebook puts all its eggs in this virtual basket, because when it flops, they're getting destroyed. And I will so enjoy it when that happens.
You'll also even have a home office where you can work. Your home is your personal space from which you can teleport to anywhere you want. Now, speaking of teleporting, there are going to be all kinds of different spaces that people make. Rooms like the ones that we just saw, but also games and whole worlds that you can teleport in and out of whenever you want. Teleporting around the metaverse is going to be like clicking a link on the internet. It's an open standard. In order to unlock the potential of the metaverse, there needs to be interoperability. And that goes beyond just taking your avatar and digital items across different apps and experiences, which we are already building an API to support. You want to know that when you buy something or create something, that your items will be useful in a lot of contexts, and you're not going to be locked into one world or platform. You want to know that you own your items, not a platform.
You don't own anything digital. They'll trust me, there's going to be, you know, when you buy something on this stupid platform, there will be like a giant terms of service, which one of the points there will be like, you don't actually own, like Facebook has the right to remove any whatever. So you don't actually own it. Let's be honest, because you haven't owned like software. You've never owned software on your PC. You know, the digital versions of anything that you own on PC or anywhere else. Like my games on Steam can disappear tomorrow if Steam disappears. I don't own them. It's a complete fallacy that you own anything in the digital space. Unless you're a freaking tech Luddite like me, who, you know, still buys CDs and rips them. Yeah, you won't be able to do that in this metaverse.
And this is going to require not just technical work, like some of the important projects that are going on around crypto and NFTs in the community now. It's also going to take ecosystem building, norm setting, and new forms of governance. And
he had to mention crypto and NFT just to bring those on board.
This is something that we're really going to focus on. Privacy and safety need to be built into the metaverse from day one.
Bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
You'll get to decide when you want to be with other people, when you want to block someone from appearing in your space, or when you want to take a break and teleport to a private bubble to be alone.
That's not freaking privacy, you dumbass. That's not freaking privacy. Privacy is the fact that Facebook is going to know exactly what the fuck you're doing every single second that you're in the metaverse. And then is going to sell you shit based on the things that you do there. So you will not have privacy at all. The point of privacy is privacy against Facebook, not against other people. What a fucking lying sack of shit. Seriously, I can't stand this. This dickhead.
You're going to be able to bring things from the physical world into the metaverse. Almost any type of media that can be represented digitally, photos, videos, art, music, movies, books, games, you name it. Now, lots of things that are physical today, like screens, will just be able to be holograms in the future. You won't need a physical TV. It'll just be a $1 hologram from some high school kid halfway across the world. And
so, if this happens, which again, I doubt it will, basically the entire consumer electronics industry is going to be wiped out. You know, the consumer electronics industry that employs hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people around the world and is responsible for a massive volume of trade, wiped out just so this shit could be sold in your little Facebook metaverse. So that this fucker becomes even more obscenely rich than he already is.
you'll be able to take your items and project them into the physical world as holograms in augmented reality too. You're going to be able to move across these different experiences on all kinds of different devices, sometimes using virtual reality so you're fully immersed, sometimes using augmented reality glasses so you can be present in the physical world as well, and sometimes on a computer or phone so you can quickly jump into the metaverse from existing platforms. There are going to be new ways of interacting with devices that are much more natural. Instead of typing or tapping, you're going to be able to gesture with your hands, say a few words, or even just make things happen by thinking about them.
Oh, great. We're going to have brain implants as well. That's all we needed. Yeah, there's no privacy concerns whatsoever from having a freaking brain implant from Facebook. Not at all. No risk whatsoever. Holy shit, this is demented. This is demented.
Won't be the focal point of your attention anymore. Instead of getting in the way, they're going to give you a sense of presence in the new experiences that you're having and the people who you're with. And these are some of the basic concepts for the metaverse. And while this may sound like science fiction, we're starting to see a lot of these technologies coming together. In the next 5 or 10 years, a lot of this is going to be mainstream. And a lot of us will be creating and inhabiting worlds that are just as detailed and convincing as this one on a daily basis.
Dude, we already kind of do that. Once I'm done with this video, I'm going to play Fallout for a while and immerse myself in a post-apocalyptic, radiation-ravaged wasteland. That's what gaming does. We can already escape. We can read books. We can do all this shit without pretending we inhabit another reality that isn't the one that we actually will live in, that will be so bad if people like Mark Zuckerberg and other fuckhead billionaires get their say. Our reality will be so bad that maybe we will end up just wanting to live in this alternative one. But as it is, most people don't. I just don't think most people are gonna, you know, they'll test it for a bit, see, oh, it's nice, cool, that's it, they're gonna leave it. I really don't think that the majority of people will want to spend a lot of time on this.
So even though it's still a long way off, we're starting to work on some of these foundational concepts today. Horizon is the social platform that we're building for people to create and interact in the metaverse. One part of this is Horizon Home, which is our early vision for a home space in the metaverse. Horizon Home is the first thing that you'll see when you put on your Quest headset. Today, there are already a bunch of options to choose from, and in the future, anyone will be able to create one. We've just called it Home until now because it's been missing something very important: people. Soon, we're going to be introducing a social version of Home, where you can invite your friends to join you as avatars. You'll be able to hang out, watch videos together.
Just invite them in real life. Oh, that's right. We're going to live in a rat-infested, mold-infested cupboard apartment.
And jump into apps together. Then there is Horizon Worlds, which is where you can build worlds and jump into them with people. Horizon is designed to make it possible for everyone to create, and we're already seeing people build some really interesting experiences, from
That already exists. It's called Minecraft.
creating new games together to throwing surprise parties in VR that family and friends around the world can join. We started rolling out Horizon Worlds in beta last year, and we're adding more people and more worlds every day. And we also just launched Horizon Workrooms earlier this year for collaboration. Beyond Horizon, we're also making it easier to communicate with your friends across different layers of reality. This year, we're bringing messenger calls to virtual reality. You're going to be able to invite your friends to a messenger call, and soon you'll be able to explore somewhere together or join a game. Now, these are the kinds of tools that need to get built so that you can jump into the metaverse with your friends from anywhere. And they're going to unlock some pretty amazing experiences.
Yeah, that is sad. That is sad. This is the dying breath of a dying company exploring a dying concept that has no future. But you know, maybe things will be that bad in 10 years when climate change has ravaged the earth and our only escape is one of these stupid little parallel universes that Mark Zuckerberg has created. It reminds me, by the way, of a lot of scenes in Cyberpunk, the game, where you know it's obviously a dystopia, but within the misery, there's like people sitting outside having drinks and looking happy, and I think that is the great success of capitalism in terms of creating this dystopian world that we live in, but making it tolerable. That's why it's so hard to fight capitalism, because it makes things tolerable. In many cases, it makes it fun. And, you know, we can see a world full of injustice, but if it's a bearable world, then why bother changing it? And I think this is the perfect example of that mindset in action. But yeah, I don't think this has a future. I don't think this is what most people want to engage with when it comes to their social relationships. And I think this is the demented idea of a man who I don't think knows much about human relations. I don't think he is capable of relating with people the way that most normal human beings do. And he might think that he would want to inhabit one of these worlds for hours on end, but I think the majority of people would rather have a walk in a park, sit down for coffee or beer with real people, play cards with real people, try and guess the poker faces of real people, not a robot avatar. And yeah, I know I would, and I think most people who are listening to this video will also agree. But hey, I'll say it again. If this turns out to be what Facebook puts the basket that Facebook puts all its eggs in, and it catastrophically fails, that will be a good thing for humanity. So, on that note, if you like this video, please like, please share. Most importantly, please subscribe, and I will see you next time.